But Jesus can fix it if you let him. Am I right about it, church? And see what Jesus will do. He will wade through the wounded. And he'll walk through the busy and the blind. And he'll step over the crowd. He'll step past the excuses to get to you, that person who has purpose buried in paralysis. You say, why? Why me? All these people at the pool. Why this man? That's where theodicy comes in. See, this man didn't have strong faith. He didn't make a big request. And he didn't show active, verbalized, Jesus-directed faith like Bartimaeus and the woman with the issue of blood. But he does show persistent expectation. Now, even if his theology was off, even if his expectations were misplaced in the myth of the angel stirring the water, but one thing he did have was endurance. He still believed that healing was possible. Is there anybody here this morning? I don't care what report the doctor gave you. Do you still believe God's report? Do you still believe that healing is possible? This man kept showing up. And sometimes that's how our faith looks like. It's not the kind of faith that shouts. It's not the kind of faith that writes a book. But it's the kind that refuses to disappear. I don't care if you don't put me in the water. I'm going to come year after year after year. Because even if God don't do it, I know he's able. And somebody ought to thank God for that kind of faith that keeps on showing up. Tell your neighbor, just showing up is faith. And tell somebody else, I'm still here. And that's my testimony. See, some of y'all been praying and you haven't seen results, but you're still here. You're still praying. You're still serving. You're still believing. That's why the Apostle Paul tells us in Galatians 6 and 9, be not weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not. Is there anybody here who's willing to persevere through it? See, I don't know who this message is for. But you've been thinking about quitting. You've been thinking about giving up on your dream, walking away from your post. But I came to tell you this morning, you can't quit. Let me tell you why. Because your condition does not have the last word. Somebody shout, I will not quit. I got about 10 people over here who says they will not quit. I want everybody in this church to open your mouth and declare and decree, serve notice on the devil that you will not quit.